Well, hello, my favorite fortune cookie people. So this is an exciting week. It's an exciting new moon today. This is the first week that I'm out of corporate. So this is super, super exciting. I have lots of cool stuff planned for you this week. We're just kind of catching our breath, getting the ground under our feet this week. So it is absolutely wild. Those of you that have booked readings with me on the new expanded schedule, thank you so much. I have a ton of readings ahead of me. As always, if you want your own private reading, there's a link in the description down below. I am running a special for this for September and October. 10% off any readings, any group parties. I can do those on Zoom, I can do those in person. So really super exciting stuff. There's amazing things happening, and it's mostly because of you guys and all the support that you gave me. But so last night when I crawled into bed after scrambling around doing a million other things, I threw some cards for Harry and Meghan. I know they're your favorite. I threw some cards for them just to see, because I did predict a few weeks ago that Harry was going to be doing a compare and contrast between the Japan trip and the Dussel DORK Invictus Games visit. So I do think that he's going to have some different feelings about this trip. And in the thumbnail, you'll see he's very happy and smiley, but I have a feeling that that's going to change. So let's take a look at the cards. And I do want to say one thing before I jump right into the reading. I have an amazing viewer that has, Paula, I'm talking about you. She has an Etsy shop, Avalon Moon Tarot. She's got amazing products there. You all have seen, I featured her Divine Feminine deck on here in a video. You can actually scroll back and go see that. It's actually very, very cool affirmation card deck. And I did a presentation of her tarot deck as well. Again, it's Avalon Moon Tarot. Paula, chef's kiss. She sent me this to celebrate my now full-time psychicness and full-time and part-time editor on this beautiful tarot case. And it's got this scarab, a crow. Those of you that are into this stuff, but it's actually the quality. I can't even tell you how gorgeous the quality is. There's this cute little mouse there and an owl, one of my favorite things of all time. My mother-in-law loved owls too. And then on the inside, there's a rabbit. You can put your deck in here, and I'm using it with my Grimalkin deck. And I'll have a link to the Grimalkin deck in the description of this video, as well as a link to Paula's Etsy site. But you can do the spreads right on the tarot pouch. It is gorgeous. The quality is beyond anything that I've ever seen before. So those of you that are in the market for any kinds of decks or things like that, hook it up, get over there, go get some products. So these are the cards that I threw last night for Harry, just to see how he's feeling. And this is a very interesting spread that came up. So what we got was the King of Wands. Now, I always read the 5 cards like it's a timeline, a little bit of a timeline here. So we've got that Knight of Wands, which is, I feel powerless. I feel like I cannot get out of my own way. I can't get things started. And then the Two of Wands is separating projects. And we know from our other royal reporters and royal commenters that they have been separating their brands for some time. Perhaps that's why she was late to the party. Then here, Temperance, he has to keep his feelings in check. He has to keep the presentation of his feelings in check. He has to make sure that he's not throwing it out there and kind of like, vomiting all of his emotions out of that face like thunder. So, that's going to be really important. I think this is him really trying to mask what he is actually feeling. 3 of Swords, he's over the push and pull of the relationship. So those of us that have had the misfortune of being in a bad relationship, you know that if you're with someone that is really pushing to get their way, being manipulative, there's a lot of push and pull in the relationship, and we get stuck in these cycles of terrible things, terrible attitudes, terrible behavior, and then, oh, I'm really sorry, and here's some flowers, and everything's going to be all right, baby, baby, baby. So he's getting over that whole cycle of it. He's not trying to make the corrections anymore, so it seems. This Lover's card is very, very interesting because I don't know who he is cleaving to. I don't know who he is um pulling together. I don't know who he's doing this with. I initially thought that it may have been the royal family. So I'm going to pull some more cards on this to get some more information. When I pulled these, it was about 11 o'clock last night, and I just wasn't going to do a huge reading from my bed. I did post on my bed desk the shot of this just because I was really curious as to what was going on, especially because I did that reading a while ago where I said he was going to say, well, Japan was really great. And I was there on my own. I had such a great time with Nacho. And now here I am with the old ball and chain, and I'm not having a good time. So under the surface, he's thinking about his legacy. This is what he is worried about. He's worried about the longevity now. I think during the course of the marriage, he was very reactive. And we all have the occasion of this when we get into a relationship and we get very excited and we're having a great time, and the wedding is exciting, especially a royal wedding. The engagement stuff, there's a lot going on around that. And we can fall in love with being in love. And it was very self-serving and very immediate gratification for him, which suits his personality from what we can see. So this is now a shift into thinking, oh boy, this has to be more than I'm having a great time in the sack tonight. I am going to have to live with this person when they're 80 years old. I have a friend who's like, I just want to be with someone who is going to wipe my ass when I'm older. I'm sorry I had to say it that way, but that is really kind of the thinking here, is like, is this going to serve me well as I age? Is this going to be a citadel, a place of safety for me as I grow older? Are we a unit that's going to plant firm roots? This makes me think that the reunion here, the coming back together, is possibly the royal family. This possibly is him going on bended broken knees to go back and see if he can restore some kind of legacy and sanctity to his life. And up here, this is him actively seeking this better legacy, this better security. So let's take a look. Let's see. Gregopedia just walked in. This is not live, it's pre-recorded. You want to say good morning, Gregopedia? You say good morning. I don't know if you. I changed the setting on my mic. I don't know if they can hear you. I had to do something different on it. Seriously? I don't know. So let's see who this Lover's card is all about. Let's take a look at that. And as always, thank you so much for being here, for supporting my channel. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Page of Wands, the Hierophant. I don't think it's the royal family. I think he is shut out. Let's get these cards out of here. We'll just make this a little bit easier to look at. So the Lovers, who do we got? Oh boy, this does not bode well. So if he is going back on bended knee, we have that Page of Wands here that says, please, please let me come back and work. The Hierophant, that's typically the royal family in a lot of readings. A lot of other readers will read it that way as well. So this looks like the royal family is like, nope, Nope. One-way door, one-way door. Eight of Swords, you are bound by your words. So the book really did it. The interviews really did it. They closed the door. Five of Pentacles, again, shut out. And the World in reverse. There is no resurrection from this. There is no recovery from this. There is no moving into the future that is blessed and bound. So not the royal family. Absolutely not the royal family. So, but he is trying to do that. That looks like this was our cry for help. So he's looking for legacy. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything he can do to correct this legacy. Let's see if there's anything. God, it just feels like he's going to be a King Edward again. Just really. I mean, good Prince Harry, good King Harry. It's like Labyrinth, the King of Stench. Oh my goodness. No, it really looks like there's not much that he can do. 10 of Wands in reverse. You've done too much. You've already overdone it. I have a girlfriend who says about, doing works. She says, do it until it's done. Don't do part of it. Do it until it's done. So this looks like he's overdone this. He's overplayed his hand. At this point, he is at the mercy of others. He has to hitch his cart to others. So whether that be the Oprah Winfrey's or the James Corden, the people that are going to interview him and let him whinge and cry about, how hard it was to be one of the most privileged people in the world and have the most amazing wedding in the world, just because you married the wrong person. Did I say that? I did say that. So this looks like he's done too much. He has to hitch his cart, and that he is at the whim of the generosity of others at this point. That's really where this is going. He is going. So once upon a time, there's the story of Anna Anderson, who was a young woman that was found in a canal in Berlin. She had jumped in. She was nursed back to health at one of the hospitals, and she purported to be one of the daughters of Tsar Nicholas II. She concocted the story that she had escaped. Some soldiers had helped her escape. Initially, she had said that she was Tatiana. And then eventually she settled on Anastasia, so the youngest daughter. So this is where we got the Disney movie. We got all these other stories. There were, I think, a couple other Anastasias too, and there were a whole spectrum of Alexis. So, but ultimately, we did find out just a few years ago that there was a second burn site at the final burial site for the royal family, and they did find some small portion of human remains that were identified as the missing Tsarevich and the missing Grand Duchess. So, so mystery solved. But so here, Anna Anderson, sorry, I went off on a tangent there. Anna Anderson spent her life living off the legacy of being possibly the only surviving child of the Tsar and the Tsarina. So this feels very much the same. He is going to have to beg, borrow, steal. He's going to have to really leverage that he is an exiled royal, that he is a former royal, and he's going to have to try and monetize that. That's really the only way he can go from here. The Five of Wands, there's a lot of people that do want to get into this and have a lot of great ideas, but none of them are really to support him as an individual and a person. Really, it's very self-serving on all parts. I think that this is like pretty much a disaster. I think we all predicted that. So let's see about Meg's. Let's see. She had a terrible dress on. Black. You're in mourning? Really? You're in mourning. Anybody who knows anything about fashion, black is chic on some occasions. That dress was not chic. That dress was depressing. And she also had dark clothing on the plane. She's lost significant weight. I think we are going to project this idea of, I'm so hard done by. I'm so depressed. It's been so hard. Five of Wands. She's got people, working behind the scenes. There we go. There we go. She is stuck though. So the Five of Wands, she's got people that she wants. I pulled two cards out for her mind here. Oh my goodness, that's exciting. Seven of Swords. Yikes. So this is a lot to unpack, boys and girls. Let's see if we can come up a little bit more, give you a little bit of a bigger view. When I get into the new office, this will be a much larger view, I think. So the Five of Wands, she's got people that are working for her. She's got minions, and they're all kind of scrambling about. I don't feel that they're people of substance, though. I feel this is very gossipy. This is like your Marcus Andersons, your Omid Scobie, girlfriends, hangers on, the college girlfriend who was at the Beyonce concert with her. This is people of, and this isn't to say that Marcus Anderson and Omid Scobie don't have a lot of power, but this is certainly, people with less power than the power brokers of Los Angeles, the big agents, the big business managers that are going to push, and have a lot of money behind it. This is an unmoneyed crew that have a lot of ideas, but not a lot of agency over those ideas. They can't really push her ideas forward. And there's a level of frustration here, not working together. She basically wants to conduct a group of people. Her ideal is she has an office and everyone's sitting around the board table, or boardroom table. Is that what we say?
Boardroom.
Sitting around the boardroom. Okay, sitting around the boardroom, and not bored. And that she walks in, she breezes in with her briefcase and her folders, and she says, "I want to do this, this, this," and it reminds me of, what was the name? Magda? Was it Magda on Absolutely Fabulous? Who would come in and she'd say, "Right, I want this and this," and she'd be smoking the whole time. Greg, do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
Was it Magda? I think her name was Magda.
I forget.
I think her name was Magda on Absolutely Fabulous. It was.
You said minions. I'm wondering what arch level she is.
Oh, you want to know what arch level? I don't think she has an arch level yet.
Is she with the guild?
I don't think she is. I don't think the guild wants anything to do with her.
An unsanctioned antagonist?
She's an unsanctioned antagonist. This is all from the Venture Brothers. If you guys are not watching the Venture Brothers, get on board. Get on board.
Because of you, they were canceled. You're not watching.
Gregopedia said it's because of all of you that didn't watch it is why it got canceled. Venture Brothers, awesome show. So this looks like it's a hard stop and no traveling forward. We have the Chariot card here, nowhere to turn. I just want to show you guys this Chariot card too, because I am a Cancer. This is the card that represents me, but how adorable are those working Dobermans? Yowza. Love it. This is a great Chariot card. And they are leashed in this. I know I point out to all my students, the Chariot card and the Rider Waite has no reins. It is powered by sheer will. This is more by force. So we are in reverse though, so we're not moving forward. And there is this level of impatience and this frustration that she cannot manifest and get her way on this. So my intuitive thought is that someone else is manifesting their will and they are working much harder to get their energetic desires across. Catherine, maybe it might be Catherine. I don't know. So outwardly, she is trying to remain this optimist with the people that are valuable to her, the people that do have some kind of power, some kind of agency, some kind of effectiveness in the industry. So she is saying, well, she's doing the Angene thing. She's, very innocent and blinking. Doe-eyed. It was just so hard. It was just so hard. Oh, he sounded like Avid Gardner. Avid Gardner when I said that. It's just so hard. No, Avid Gardner. She's another YouTuber who I love. So she is being very sweet and innocent with the people that she thinks can get things done for her. Under the surface, she knows That bad blood has outed. She knows the stank is all over the place. The meat is rotting. I don't mean that in any kind of creepy way, but the meat is rotten. We are not looking good here. So, Invictus, is this going to be, this is the end? My beautiful friends, the end. There's a little dramatic doors there. So is this going to be the end? We're going to look at the marriage, and then I'm going to sign off. Woo! Sloppy shuffle. Ten of Wands. It's too much work. Three of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. Oh yeah, they're Baroque. You know, a lot of people will break up because of money. A lot of relationships will break up because of money. A lot of marriages will break up because of money. A lot of businesses will break up because of money. This is about money, but it's also become too much work. There's too much in the personal department. There's too much. I'm not happy. You put butter and then marmalade on my toast. I don't like it like that. I like the marmalade first and then I melt the butter on top because that's the way I like it. That way I get the butter taste first. It's ridiculous. Like the complaints and the fights that start are so tedious and ridiculous. And it's not just on one side. I think it's on both sides because let's face it, he had lots of stuff done for him. And if you don't have the money to have 27 footmen, you're not going to be happy after you had 28 footmen. Just saying. So, you know, they do go to counseling. They are trying to work. There is a problem with trying to look at the good things. And part of this is because, again, this is my opinion only. This is only a tarot reading and my psychic intuition here. So they're not looking at the substance of the relationship. They are fighting about minutia. So every time they walk into that therapist's office, they're fighting about that he left the socks on the floor, that she left a lipstick print on a water glass. You know, it's like stupid stuff that they're fighting over, but there's no foundation of the relationship. The foundation here, Knight of Pentacles, was not in this is someone that I can spend the rest of my life with because they have shared values and shared morals. This was someone that you know, he essentially just wanted to spend some time with. Does he want to restore and renew his life? Yes, I'm getting that he is this King of Wands very, very, very intensely. He wants to go back to that former life. We just saw in that last spread that he can't. He is not suited for the kind of life that she thought she could just take this guy with his reputation, with this world-renowned reputation, and plug him into a celebrity format and he would thrive. Under the surface, they're both trying to figure out how I'm sorry, this is how to extricate themselves. They're trying to figure out how to extricate themselves. Him, I think it's more of a money issue. He doesn't want to lose the few ducats that he still has in his pocket. And for her, she wants to come out of this better than she was prior to the marriage. Though she did say she was doing fantastically, she had a lot of money, she was happy as a clam in her life. Truth, she wasn't. She was climbing for that brass ring. Everyone says climbing that greasy pole, but I'm not going to say that one. So she was looking for the brass ring. The situation with her former employer Suits was done. She was not going to have another opportunity there. She was going to be an out of work actress again. I have always said that I thought the TIG was a great thing for her to do. I think she's gone the plaid at this point. We really can't go back to the TIG because it's laughable. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be informative. It's just people are just going to go to it to laugh. Daniel Boland did a show the other day, and I was literally laughing at it in bed last night watching it. I had to stop it a few times because I was laughing so hard. I just think he is a hoot. But he was reading the TIG archives. And she said something about Whistling Dixie, and it was travel tips. And it was it was just hilarious. Not well written. It was okay. She thinks it's well written. It's not. But can she revive the Tig? Can this save her? I always try to be positive, guys. Try to be positive. It's a much longer reading than I thought it was going to be. So she could revive the Tig. It potentially could work, but it's not going to work. It's not going to be the $1 billion brand that she wants it to be. There's always going to be this weird question about parenting. She's never going to. At one point, it could have been like live like a royal, parent your kids like a royal, follow me to be more royal. She could have done like etiquette for children. I got this great 365 days of etiquette for your kids when my kids were little, and every day you work on an etiquette thing. I'm a big fan of etiquette, despite cursing on social media. But I love the idea of etiquette. I love Amy Vanderbilt and all the historic etiquette books. They're so cool. And she could have leaned into that. She could have leaned into, and I'm saying like a year ago, she could have said, you know what? I had this new baby. She's a year old. I'm ready to go back to work. I'm ready to hit the ground running. Let's do how to raise your kids royally. Let's have royal children here. And she could have done that. She waited too long. She missed that window of opportunity. It would have been there. Live like a royal. We're not going to have escargot and caviar, but we're going to have regular meals, and I'm going to show you how to present them royally. My family makes fun of me because I use cloth napkins. It is not a save the planet maneuver on my part. What it is I think you have a difference when you eat with a cloth napkin versus a paper napkin that has like, fish printed on it. I was just saying fish. So this looks like the 7 of Wands in reverse. The ideas just aren't there. She really wanted to copy Gwyneth Paltrow. She wanted that $1 billion brand. She wanted to be able to put up, $400, $500, lip gloss or, serum for your face. She wanted to do that. It would have been a great idea. The realization is that it's just not there. She's finding out, she effed around and found out, she's finding out that she needs to cater to a less posh audience, and she hates this idea so much. It's a broken heart. She's like, then I don't want to do it at all. That's where we get this. I don't want to do it at all. I'm not going to give up this idea that I am Dior and Bottega, and I'm just thinking of expensive brands. Bentley, Range Rover, she's been riding around in that Range Rover. So she's just refusing to give up that idea. And what's going to happen is she's just going to find a zero response to this. It's really just not going to be a response at all. 5 of Pentacles in reverse, not moving into that new shift. Fives are about shifting. Fives are about changing our perspective and making course corrections as needed. And it looks like she's just not going to listen to that. Up here, she's still like, well, why don't they want me to do this? Like, I'm fancy all day long. She just doesn't get it. And then under here, this is the failure of presenting as this discerning mother would have been better than a discerning travel person, which is what she's going to do. It's nothing more irritating than a mother who is traveling all over the place and leaving her kids behind. Just saying, just my opinion. So again, it's tarot reading. Harry, how do we fix you? How do we fix you? How do we get you into a better place, dude? Oh, we're still stuck on that. Going back home. He has got to fall on the sword. He's got to understand. Now, I've always said, those of you that have followed me for some time know that I've said this. I said that Queen Elizabeth had a plan B for him. The plan B was going to involve bankrupting him, having no money, and then bringing him back quietly into the family and letting him recover. Looks like that's kind of the idea. He has to fall on the sword here. He's got to take back everything that he said. So if he's got another book deal in him, now is the time. Again, another prediction that I said, he should write a book, How I Survived My Narcissist, how a prince got hoodwinked into a bad marriage, how I got led by my John Thomas and made the biggest mistake of my life and nearly took down an empire. That's a book we would all read. I would listen to it on tape as long as he didn't read it, because I listened to the last one on tape and his voice is very annoying. Just saying. It's, if you want to go to sleep, he could read bedtime stories. So this is him. He has to fall on the sword. He has to, and it's not that he has to go and ask them. He's got to do this publicly. I don't think that they want to hear from him until he denies publicly everything that he said in the interviews, everything that he said in the book. I think they want him to deny it. So, will he do that? I don't know. Is he going to throw her under the bus? Probably not. I don't know. Looks like the ball is in his court. The power is here, but he has to break away, and he has to. That's the only way. If he breaks away from this endeavor that he had. We've got Page of Swords in reverse, Page of Wands in reverse. We've got the Eight of Swords in reverse. We've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse underneath the surface. I mean, all of this is just saying, hey, you can't run your plate, Junior. You can't do this on your own. You really need your family. And the only way he is going to get them back is if he refutes everything that he has said about them to the world. Wow. That is intense. That's a crazy reading. So we're going to put our selenite there. Again, I'm going to take my card view down so you can actually see me properly. So thanks so much. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be starting this new, exciting part of my career. Avalon Moon Tarot on Etsy. It'll be in the description. It'll be in the description down below. And that's for lovely stuff from my friend Paula here. I love you so much. Thank you so much. Rest of you, everyone who's booked readings, thank you so much. My schedule is open now. So it's open pretty much 12 hours a day, I think. So you can all schedule with me. If you are out of my time zone, or if you can't find something that works with your time zone, you can always just email me at fortunecookiestarot@gmail.com. I will find a spot for you, because this is what I do all day long now. So things to come tomorrow night. I'll be doing live readings for you guys on Thursday. I will have the book polished up and ready to go for digital production, or it'll be print on demand production as well. So we should have the book ready in about 4 weeks. I am working on editing for another writer as well. So there's going to be a little bit of time carved out for that. But I really, this is where the universe is pushing me. It was pushing me here. It was pushing me to read, write, edit, do all this great stuff. So I'm like, Skynet is live. Things are super exciting. So please, if this is your first time here, like, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you guys over on the lives where I do readings for you guys. And thanks for all the super chats, super stickers, the super thanks that I've been getting. You guys have been filling the piggy bank, and I appreciate it. I really, really, this is what I do now. So exciting stuff to come tomorrow night. Like I said, I'll be on live. Alicia and I are talking. We will figure out when Dueling Tarot will come back. I know you guys love that. Everybody always asks us about it. So, we're still talking, still doing stuff together. So, and we're working on our mediumship. That's another thing. I wanted to kind of level up my mediumship a little bit more. So I talked to Alicia about being a mediumship buddy. We're going to do some studying. We're going to look at some different books together and kind of come up with new meditations and new techniques. So maybe we'll be doing mediumship videos. I don't know. Who knows what the future is going to be? I do. I know what the future is going to be. So I will see you all soon. Thank you again so much. And I hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you tomorrow.